Hello and welcome everybody. This is Monica, Empower Your Health, Empower Your Life TV. And I just want to express my massive gratitude for your presence here, for your time, for supporting our project. And I promise you will not regret it. I promise you're gonna get immense value today from our very, very special guest. So just to tell you what we do, Empower Your Life, Empower Your Health, Empower Your Life TV brings you interviews with powerful influencers, healers, therapists, change makers, and community builders. All those people who inspire us and bring us tools and action steps and strength and inspiration to take our lives to the next step and empower ourselves. So today, we have an amazing guest that I cannot wait to hear from. She is a media magician, advertising genius, wonderful, powerful leader in her community, healer herself too. And, she has a really, really amazing broad background that I know she will tell you more about. So without much further ado, I'm going to introduce Kelly Hanna. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing today?
Hello from sunny South Florida, for those of you getting cold weather still.
All right. Hello. Well, again, massive gratitude to you, Kelly, for being here, for supporting us, for giving us our time and responding to this invitation, because I know that all those who are listening to us live and all of those who are listening on the recording are going to get incredible value from what you're going to share today. So I'm absolutely honored, humbled, and I cannot wait to learn from you today. So, welcome. So please tell us more about where you from and what brings you on. What do you want to share today?
Well, if you go way back, we're talking like 30 years. I grew up on a farm in the Midwest in Wisconsin, and had just like a very happy, free, open life with all of the farm animals and my gigantic family. I looked after a lot of the kids because I was older, and then started getting curious as I watched a lot of people in my family getting cancer. And so I started studying nutrition at the age of like 18, 19, and started to discover some of the modalities of alternative healthcare at the same time, starting college and deciding to go for a marketing degree, which kind of came about in an odd way. My life has been a course of like small and huge miracles, and I've learned now to let the universe kind of take the lead instead of trying to force things. And it's been an amazing journey. I started working very innocently as an executive assistant to the owner of a large advertising agency in Milwaukee. And when I tell you it was like the HBO series Mad Men, I think it's HBO, but the series Mad Men, it was. And this innocent girl was like, oh my goodness, these people are crazy, but it's kind of fun and I really like it. And ended up like really igniting the fire into my marketing mindset and bringing creative and my artistic side to a career, which previously I didn't think was possible. I always thought, I was raised to believe like creative people never make any money. And like, that's so far from the truth. It's the people who think outside the box who are the people who are global game changers in pretty much any arena they apply that talent to. And so fast forward, I end up getting a job doing PR and marketing for an alternative healthcare facility here in West Palm Beach. It's called Hippocrates Health Institute. And I believed I was hired to do the marketing and PR, which was great. I was traveling all over the world, but the education from my prior curiosity as far as correlating the mind, body, spirit, wellness, and connectivity, and how it all is so intricately woven together, was like, I spent most of my 20s in that environment, and I was a sponge. So not only did I get to do the creative marketing, but I got to learn and ultimately was able to teach at that health institute. And it was such an incredible blessing, because right after that, I got married and had kids, and then raising children to be healthier and understanding all of that, and then having healthy pregnancies, and then raising young adults. My children are now in their 20s, and I'm really proud to say they're like incredibly healthy individuals. And I get to see them making their choices now on exercise and mindset, and, you know, understanding that your outlook and the inner chatter in your head has everything to do with your immune system and your health at the same time. And then, you know, having my marketing company and being able to bring 10 years of Tony Robbins environment into that, and personal development, and then understanding the unblinded movement, which when I had that very first conversation with Sean Callaghy was just, I'm like, Sean, I'm not just all in. I am all freaking 10 million % in, you know, because I watched, you know, I had taken NLP classes and a lot of marketing linguistics, because marketing linguistics, what Sean talks about in emotional transference, that applies in the marketing realm beyond your wildest expectations. The commercials that you see on television are very creatively written, everything from the colors to the verbiage to the look of the people that are hired to be the actors. That is all very strategic.
Wow.
I don't think that they're not planting, you know, they're not using the formula, maybe not always in integrity,
Yes.
but that's where you get to see the psychology of human influence. And so being able to be mentored and be in close proximity to Sean, and then adding it on top of that, somebody who's visually impaired, like it just exploded and accelerated my knowledge base already. And so bringing that forward to the clients that I have, most people who hire me have no idea what they're going to get. So it's kind of a gift that just keeps unfolding.
Yes, I mean, you know what? So that's amazing, because early on, from the very beginning, you became that sponge for all the knowledge. And it's not just, I mean, you were exposed to this very empowering environment of learning how to do the media and how to do the technology part and the broadcasting and all of that, which is of incredible value by itself. But then you bring on the emotional part, the health part, the community part, your family, and you keep on learning from others and finding mentors to guide you. This is an incredible inspiration. Where do you source your fire from?
I honestly will source that in absolute certainty that even when I doubted myself and my abilities, angels showed up in my life. Just at the most unbelievable times. Like, you know, I was widowed in my 30s, and that was brutal. That was brutal. And having my daughters be very young, they were both, you know, barely in elementary school, and thinking, how am I going to do this? And feeling very alone. And then, you know, learning to let go of the stress and the worry is something that you really have to be aware of, and you really have to work at it. You have to give it a lot of effort to stop trying to control everything, stop trying to squeeze everything in to fit your box of your belief systems, because it's outside of those borders is where all the miracles are. And so honestly, like, somebody gifted me a ticket to my first Tony Robbins event. A woman I never met on Facebook gifted me a ticket, and she was a healer. So you talk about the energy that you give out, and I watch it, you know, even though I still get in my head and get into situations where I start overthinking things, and I've got to stop, you know, I've got to just stop, you know, like slap myself around it a little bit and say, trust it. The universe knows such a bigger picture for you. Allow that to happen. And then bam, you know, people in the Tony Robbins community that I met along the way were hugely pivotal in my mindset, my business, my career. I've been to 7 business masteries with Tony. I've been to probably close to in the 20s of events total. And in that environment, whether you want to call it drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever, the people that you meet are amazing. I met Sean Callaghy in that environment. I met so many other people that have been so instrumental in growing my business, in growing who I am as a human, in inspiring me to not get stagnant in my learning, to constantly up level.
Yes.
I'm a person that just loves challenge. I love, like, ooh, yeah, all right, let's go, you know? And I don't sit still well at all. My nickname is, I live in Florida, so we have hurricanes. So my nickname is Cat 5 Kelly. So category 5 hurricane. Like, I come in like Kramer from Jerry Seinfeld and just take over. And that's pretty much my energy. And, and Sean now also with the Unblinded movement, I keep saying Sean, but it's collectively, we're a big group. We're a family that all learn from each other. Trying to really relax into that level 5 listening. Previously I used to just be just like this hell on wheels, let's go, take all the stops out and go 100 miles an hour. And, the unblinded formula, and I'm 53 years old. I'm still learning. I still crave to learn. But level 5 listening has been such a gift, because it's like, okay, pause, take a step back, listen to what's not being said. And in that space, there's a whole new world of gifts that you didn't realize were there. And, a lot of times we say that 2 millimeters consistently takes you on an entirely different trajectory.
Wow. Well, thank you. This was powerful, just what you said about the level 5 listening, and just making that little shift where we open up and receive. That's where we have the immense energy to actually keep on going and keep on being that sponge for all the goodness and all this incredible inspiration and learning that's out there. Because it can be overwhelming, but if you open up, right? If you absorb, if you are just relying on the universe, like actually using you as a channel, I think this is who you are, that amazing channel for such a broad wealth of knowledge and inspiration for people. But it doesn't mean that we have to be, running constantly and exhausting ourselves. We can actually relax into that, the embrace of a bigger picture, and listen, and also hear what's not being said. And I mean, you guys, if you're listening, please remember that. Please write it down. We don't have to be running like bunnies. We can relax and open, and then things, kaboom, just like with Kelly, manifest. And it's not just one dimension, it's many dimensions. And I know you're helping people tremendously. So tell us more about how you work with people. What do you do, on a daily basis? What kind of people come to you?
Oh, I get everything across the board, from people looking for personal development, people looking for health and wellness, people looking for marketing expertise. And then, the fun part is them discovering that I'm so many puzzle pieces all in one, and so I have the ability to recognize why they're stuck in their business. Mm-hmm. They're stuck in their business because there's something stuck in their personal life or their personal belief system. And then it's just gently nudging them. It's not like going, hey, this is what's wrong with you. It's gently nudging them, and all of a sudden their eyes open. They become unblinded, which is why, this is such a passionate endeavor for me to just keep expanding on that. Again, it all ties in. Being able to use the smaller QVC, being able to use the energies, being able to just find that flow and find, it's like a perfect symphony. Sometimes it's a rock and roll concert, but sometimes it's this beautiful symphony. And just being a conduit for other people's 2 millimeter shifts and awakening, that to me is all I could ask for. Like, that to me is just why I'm on this earth.
Wow, this is why you're here. 2 millimeter shift for all those who work with you, and how many more shifts that creates in our communities. So it's almost like you're the source. You source that huge shift that we are going through, I believe, right now in our communities, and with the help of people like yourself. And but tell us, what if somebody's just maybe getting to know you and they don't exactly know if they would, fit into your model? Like, how could you explain it? Like what can you tell for those people?
Well, that's something that I've learned within the matching and mirroring in the smaller QVC. Honestly, is I used to come in like full throttle. That's all I knew was full throttle. And I think when I backed into why I did that, I was, it was me, myself, and I to take care of my daughters and I. There was no one else. I did not have family to support me. There was no giant life insurance policy. I was very much in survival mode. And so trying like white knuckling it, forcing, I got to make it. 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 And then I was overwhelming to people, and I had to kind of take a step back and like, why am I I'm a force of nature, I'm like Tony Robbins, I'm a force for good, kind of thing. But I have to like soften into my goddess, which, prior to understanding what I know now, I always thought goddess energy was weak. And the only way you got anything done was to be just Zeus. And now it's learning how to blend and flow both of those energies simultaneously, and paying very much attention in your level 5 listening to the feedback, like where, the eyes of the other person, the body language. Are they leaning away from you? Are they leaning into you? Are you making them feel comfortable? Are you making them feel safe? Are you allowing them the space to feel seen and heard, and understanding that you're not there to just grab their wallet and run away, right? You're there because you genuinely want to see them succeed. Once, I can communicate that, and once they relax a little bit, and, a lot of people have been, in the days of social media, what makes me very sad and what's been a big obstacle is there's a lot of digital agencies out there that really don't know what they're doing. They don't care about your success. They just want to, talk you into the $5,000 a month click funnel, and then they don't do anything. And so a lot of people have been burned. But I'm lucky enough to have 30 years of experience in understanding everything from like recognizing that they don't have some branding, recognizing that maybe they're, for those of you who have done Tony Robbins Business Mastery, finding out what hat that they wear, whether they're an artist who thinks they're an entrepreneur, or whether they really are better off being a manager, but they're trying to do it all. Where their passion is, and if they have clarity. And I'm really lucky enough to be able to kind of walk them through gaining their own clarity. I'm not there to tell them what they should do. I'm there to maybe help them become unblinded. And that is a beautiful process. And the people that stick with it, and the people that, are willing to say yes and trust the process, within 6 months, they look back and go, I can't even believe, in 6 months, I've made more progress than I've done in 5 years. And I'm like, well, yes, because I'm able to see the baby steps that have to build into where the big picture is going to be. And then, my next question is, are you really ready for that kind of growth? If you're not, let's get you there. You might think you are, but then the logistics, if it's a physical product, they've got a lot of things to figure out. And I love the fact that I can offer that mentorship and guidance, in addition to just like, here's my retainer for marketing.
Yes. Yes.
I really genuinely want people to succeed. I've been working for myself since I was 23 years old. That's 30 years.
Wow, that's so impressive. And you know what? So what I'm seeing in the picture is like you take the social media and advertising to a completely new, deeper, different level, because you actually are the guide for your client, and you basically are the coach. You are the one who actually takes them deeper, so they can truly understand what is at stake for them. And I know you have a background as a healer. So I imagine that you also bring that aspect of the body and the body health and into the picture. So can you tell us more about that too?
That, a lot of times, I've been doing this for so long, I can literally look at somebody in about a minute. If they start telling me where they are in their life emotionally, I can almost tell them what body pain they're experiencing. Or if they start telling me what body pain or what health challenges that they're experiencing, I can pretty much nail dead on what's going on in their life emotionally. And that is just something that you have to have a lot of patience with, because a lot of people aren't ready to see that. A lot of people aren't ready to visit that space yet. And that's where unconditional love, you really just offer them that beautiful space, that loving space. And, I have a lot of people that question, how do I show unconditional love to somebody that's hurt me, or somebody that's burned me financially, or somebody that's done something bad to me? And I'm like, it's kind of simple, kind of not. It's like, it is what it is, because it can't be what it's not. Recognize what it is and strategically place yourself accordingly. You're not powerless against people who were mean to you. Your power is in how you respond and how you proceed. Definitely do whatever you can to learn how to put healthy boundaries in place. That is so critical, because, if I talk to you a year later and you're like, oh, it happened again, or, I broke up with that guy, and then this guy's just as much of a, what, and I was like, okay. So then let's talk a little deeper. So as a friend as well, and a lot of people, I would say a lot of people believe that they're alone because they've closed off, and all they focused on is what's going wrong. And then, just like what you said before, being able to open, even though it's really scary, you got to be willing to kind of walk in that wobbly space and trust that, like if you're walking on water, that rock is going to be there. You got to trust it. And it's not an easy muscle to build, but once you start seeing and being able to feel and touch, everybody wants to touch and feel and know, they want certainty, but it's in the uncertainty where all this super cool stuff is. So I guess being able to communicate that, and understanding that you can blast somebody with unconditional love, that doesn't mean you're giving your power away. It means you're taking your power back, right? That person is no longer going to trigger you, no longer going to have that effect on you, no longer going to like throw all those emotions. It's sometimes those we love the closest are the ones who know where that final red button is, and they'll just go there as a default just to deflect what's really going on. And so I often encourage people to lean into that, just like with Sean. I'm getting really good at studying Sean's patterns of disruption. That if you just blast out and you talk head on to the elephant in the room, bam, like so much stress goes away, because, you're speaking what nobody else is willing to speak. Go ahead and be that person, do it with love, and watch what happens. It's ridiculously amazing.
Wow. It's so, you guys imagine you are going to, you say you're starting a business, or you want to build up your social media, and you're going, to an interview with Kelly to see, how she can help you. And imagine that you meet somebody who actually takes your hands, blasts you with unconditional love, provides a deep healing for your soul, takes you to the places where you would have maybe been really scared to go, to those places that are outside of your control, you think, that are uncomfortable. And that way she expands your entire vision. She expands your perspective to an incredible level. And so imagine who you become as a business owner, and not just a business owner, a person, a mother, a father, a child,
Oh yeah.
a grandfather, whatever it is, and who you become for the community. So, Kelly, you, by being this absolutely incredible leader and pioneer, this is what I'm getting, the magician and the pioneer and the wizard from you, because you combine your skills. I mean, and you can see what she does on her website and all of that. So skills,
Right.
right, and all that you've learned, but you combine it with healing for the body, for the mind, and for the soul. And oh my god, like,
That has been a gift that I've uncovered because I've walked through it. And in a lot of the groups where it's a predominantly female entrepreneurs, they think they're entrepreneurs. They want, what they want is freedom. But how does that look to them? What does freedom look like to them? So I encounter a lot of female entrepreneurs that come to me, and their central nervous system is just fried. They're in white knuckle survival mode, and it's like, you just want to just sit them down. You just want to hug them honestly first and just let them know, like, It's okay to be vulnerable. You don't have to be a bitch or a beast. And if you use Zeus energy, does not mean that everybody's going to think you're a bitch. You know, I don't mean to like cuss or anything, but that's like an unfortunate piece of belief systems that a lot of women have, or a lot of men are intimidated by a really strong woman. But a really strong woman can have this beautiful, graceful energy and still make really great, effective decisions. You know, and it's getting, I guess, a woman to, because I've been there, so I have the ability to recognize it pretty quick and get these women to like get out of, you know, it's like the inside of their head looks like the lotto machine with the balls spinning, right? And they can't get them in a line. They can't get them in a row. They can't see the clear picture because they're right here all the time. They're just right here. And I love the fact that the world and the universe and God and like all the things that you believe, or however you believe that, I like staying really open-minded with that, because there's no judgment. I'm the last person in the world that would ever judge anything. Is just to open your eyes to seeing, like, breathe, that everything really is going to be okay. Are there going to be failures? Oh yeah, but they're the biggest gifts you can get. And if you can just go full throttle, wide open to it, and keep your energy open, allow the failures and go, okay, that was good. Okay, now we might make a little bit more than a 2 millimeter shift in another direction, but at least I failed fast, you know? And so I saved myself a bigger failure down the road by failing now. So looking at problems as opportunity, they're your best gifts and your biggest learning opportunities out there. Don't be afraid of it. You know, a lot of people, you know, just, they're so in their head about how people are going to judge them. People are going to judge you. Oh, well,
Too
does
bad.
that change who you are? No. Why should that change who you are? Be proud of who you are. Learn to, like, I posted something on social media the other day about how the gift of learning to love yourself and what that brings to your life. It's ridiculous.
Wow, Kelly, I mean, you explained so much to us. It's such a well of knowledge and wisdom, and I hope you guys are going to listen to that and repeat and listen to that several times, what she says, because she's dropping those pieces of incredible wisdom. And remember, I think what I'm really getting is that ultimately, you know, we can relax into that, the power of, you know, what's around us, the universe that's supporting us at all times. And there is love, and we can be ourselves. And yet we have to take action steps, and we have to have a strategy. And, you know, Kelly's going to help you with both. How good
Mhm.
did you get?
And then, you know, and you make money, everybody makes money, everything is good. Don't be afraid to talk about money. That's another thing that was a big obstacle for me for a long time, was being afraid to ask for money. And, you know, and there have been strategic people that kind of kick me in the butt on that. And, you know, money is not something you should attach a lot of emotion to. Money is a conduit. Money is a tool. Money is just a means from A to B. You know, and there's a lot of books you can read. You know, I can come up with those later, because I never stop learning. But understanding your wounds about money, and then writing it, literally, like, I have this crazy whiteboard in my office, and it sometimes looks like just a disaster, but it's kind of how I work things out. And then, like, being a part of mastermind groups where you're going to be around peers who help you up level, like, you know, our unblinded movement, the huddles. I like that is such a beautiful opportunity to be around people. You know, if you're in business for yourself, like I am, a lot of times, like, I'm at the top of the food chain, so to speak, in my level, and everybody's coming to me to get nourishment. And, you know, I still need a group. If you're the smartest person in the room, get out of that room. You
Mm-hmm.
know, teach as much as you can, but at the same time, you've got to be there. And then, yes, the more you can up level, the more you can grow, the more you can help those who are awakening maybe at just a different pace than you are. And then, you know, it feels like it's a lot to juggle. It's not. You just sit back, and, like, the puzzle pieces tend to just fall into place. But
Yes.
don't forget to have clarity. Go to sleep at night with absolute clarity about what you are going to do on the next day. All you have is that moment. Take time to be grateful for what happened that day. You know, you don't have to revisit that, but what you learned and the gifts that you got are what you're going to take forward. Be really clear. And a lot of times what I tell people is, first, before you get clear on what you want, get extremely clear on what you don't want. Extremely clear on what you don't want. Definitely have your list of non-negotiable. That's something I learned from a gentleman in the Tony Robbins environment, Alonzo Cahoon. I love that man. That man pushed me into some really uncomfortable space. At the same time, I was having my 50th birthday, and I was going through a huge challenge at the time. And he came and held space with so much love, and then proceeded to like knock me right on my keister into the fire, knowing I could handle it. And I made a huge life decision, 4 years ago now. And holy cow, I think if I didn't have somebody to have me in the space where I felt safe, but yet somebody's still kicking me in the backside, forcing me to grow, I wouldn't be where I am right now. So you've got to have that circle of mentors. You've got to have that. Even still, like, I've been around Sean now for a long time, but every time he talks, I pick up on new things, or it gives me the ability to have insight to other situations, other scenarios. And then not just that, but, within the group of people, there's always somebody who all of a sudden is like, wow, like, I got to know more about that person, curiosity. And like, I know I'm here for a reason. There's gifts here. Where are they? Let's unwrap them like a little kid at Christmas, and you've got to have people that force you to up level. That has to be a consistent presence in your life. And then the biggest thing that Alonzo told me is, he calls it like your DNA, your daily non-negotiable rituals and habits and actions. He's got a whole system that he's developed. He's got a great group of people that he works on a lot of relationship coaching with him and his absolutely just deliciously beautiful wife, Rebecca. And, again, the steps past that. And then meeting my friend Wyatt out in Beverly Hills, California, who, again, I thought, oh yeah, I've grown so much in the last 3 years. Holy cow, did he force me to up level. There were times in conversations where I wanted to just like scream and say, forget it. I'm done. Stop it. I'm just not comfortable here. And I didn't, because I trusted. And the things that he, guided me through, walked me through some really tough things that I had to visit, about things that happened in my childhood, and that I kind of had just stuffed down. But he saw the blueprints that were there. And again, him allowing the space for me to see my own blueprints, as that, it was hard. Let me tell you, it was hard. I had to face some stuff I had no interest. I thought, as long as I look the other way, it won't bother me anymore. And that's so not true. And then again, the physical things. What did I have? I had like neck mobility issues. I had shoulder issues. And then finally, like, addressing all of that, and then staying on top of my health and my stress, that another big growth spurt, right? And now you're in more. And then just watch at the people that come into your proximity. When you change your energy to that higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher, and nothing about that insinuates that you're not good enough right where you are right now, because you need to be right where you are right now. But keeping your eyes on the horizon, being very clear about what you don't want, and don't give up on that dream. Don't give up on it. Don't let people beat you down. Stay true to yourself. As long as you do that, the people that beat you down are there to teach you a lesson on how to be stronger and how to keep your eyes on the prize. And at the same time, there's going to be people that are like, I see you, I got you, let's go.
Wow. Kelly, I want to acknowledge your ability to always be open to learning, and just what you say about, having proximity to people who can actually mentor you, even though, you've achieved so much. We all, no matter how successful people are, they all need something. So never think like,
Always.
nothing to give them because they are so successful and so big and they've already had everything. This is what I've learned from Sean as well, you know, because we all have value, we all have something to offer, no matter where we are in life right now, whatever stage, you always have something to offer. And
Yeah.
it's, you know, I think you're the example of like, no matter where I'm at, I always need proximity with those who can mentor me and who can take me wider and deeper. And I
Mm-hmm.
always, right? I always need to be learning, keep on growing, because from my own personal growth and learning, I can help others and I can guide them because I know the steps and I know how it feels. I know exactly how it is to be where they are right now. So this is just the cycle of giving and receiving. There's nothing that happens without reason, really, in our journey.
Absolutely, absolutely. And honestly, you know, the biggest reason, you know, everybody has your why. Get clear on your why.
Mhm.
You know, my daughters now, oh my God, I'm like the proudest mom in the world. My daughters are like growing exponentially. I'll cry if I keep talking about it because I'm so proud. I'm so proud of their journey and how much that they've grown. And that's what drives me every day. And, you know, it's so easy. We've got all of our, you know, you've got your phone. I've got my iPad. I've got my notebooks and my journals, and you get caught up and, you know, not one person out there can look me in the face and tell me that there's so many things in life you just feel like you're trudging through the mud. You're just trudging through the mud, and you got to find the strength to lift that foot and take one more step. And then all of a sudden, you know, you find that sweet spot and the sun is shining and you're in a better place. And stay true to that. You just really, really have to stay true to that, because at the end of the day, there's no better gift on this world, in this world, than to feel completely alive and
Mhm.
completely fulfilled.
Wow. I mean, so, you know, you've achieved so much. You're helping so many people. You have this incredible treasury of wisdom and knowledge and skills to help. So, what I want to know, it's like in your wildest dreams, in your just biggest, more expansive imagination, like where do you see us all going? Where do you see yourself as, you know, taking what you're doing? And where do you see our society, our communities going in the future? Like in your wildest, most beautiful dreams?
Oh, in my wildest, most beautiful dreams is like, look, I get to meet somebody like you who wants to bring change to the world. We have to unite. There's so many, um, I'm, I'm not trying, no judgment, but there's so many people that just like sleepwalk through life. There's
Mhm.
so many people that are be like, okay, let's go here. And then in 5 years, they're like, well, I hate my life. Well, why is that? You know, um, we have to collectively, I'm going to just keep shining brighter and keep shining brighter, because me choosing to do that gets me to meet you, gets me to meet all the people in the Unblinded, the people in the Tony Robbins community. You were in LA. Tony's party, his birthday party on Saturday night. Oh my God. You know, I should have never bothered putting makeup on, because I had happy tears and passionate tears. And getting to meet Tim and the Operation Underground Railroad, that's where, you know, if people don't honor their dream, if they don't honor their passion, if they don't become a conduit and a beacon of light to find like-minded people that they can unite with and have a ripple effect, you know, that's the biggest thing. You know, as one person, I can reach as many people as possible. What when I collectively unite with people like yourself and people like Sean and Mona and Darcy and Fernando and Jared and Adam and everybody in the team, you know, if we don't lock arms and, you know, grow this, then why are we here?
Yeah, it's a powerful legacy. Where do you see, where are our biggest challenges?
The biggest challenges are really, I think, just staying true, even in the midst of the hard work that it takes to do stuff like this. Putting on an event is a lot of work. I've been, you know, being a support system in the Tony Robbins community for events that are like 10 to 15,000 people. all of them going through tremendous emotional and psychological awakening and purging things. Date with Destiny, Sean's Unblinded event, the logistics of actually what has to take place physically to put that event on, to make it a great experience for all those participants. That is a lot of very, very hard work. So it's not all basking in the limelight. There's a lot of, hands in the dirt, boots on the ground, getting nitty gritty, staying up till hours of the night just to make sure every detail is perfect. That's what most people can see as a challenge. But when, again, keeping your eye on the big picture, making sure that each participant is going to get the gifts of everything that you want to give them in as seamless of process possible, that is where most people can see it being really, really hard. And then again, too, there's having the patience with, I'll keep stealing what Sean keeps saying. Like, there's so many people that are just 2-year-olds trying to touch the stove. And is that hard? Is it hard when I take on a client and they are barely a level 1 listener? And I have to take a really deep breath and be patient, and then remind myself of the energies and the elements, because that person is also, they're just learning to see. They're just at a different pace. So some days it feels like that's an obstacle. Having a client that is in complete chaos, their personal life's in a chaos, they're trying to manage it all, do it all, they don't have a clear picture, and they're just a hot mess. And they don't even really have a clear picture of their own heroic, unique identity. I'm really starting at a basement level with bringing them up. So I know that it's going to be a long journey. Is it going to be worth it? Yeah, it is. But is it hard? Yeah, it can be really challenging. And it's a good test to make me keep aware that I still need to grow and evolve, in that this is all part of the process.
Beautiful. Wow. And I know you're taking those challenges head on with all the fire that you have in you. Right?
Yes.
Wow. There's been so much you've shared. I just want to appreciate and just express my gratitude, because just you being here and speaking with me and sharing that with the community, this is exactly what we need, right? Because one by one we can only do a little bit. And no matter what kind of genius you are, what kind of amazing person you are, if you're just on your own, the reach and the ability to influence is always limited. So what I so appreciate about you is that ability to be the leader and inspire. Like, I feel so incredibly inspired, and I'm already thinking, what are my action steps? How am I going to improve myself? And who am I going to get in proximity with? Because you're here, and I know you are right now at this moment igniting the fire in the people who are listening too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I would like to ask you, so what do you have anything to offer for those who are curious, who would want to kind of approach you and talk with you about how to perhaps get together and get in proximity with you?
Definitely. A lot of people don't think people who are in a leadership capacity are as approachable, and we're very approachable. I get on Zoom calls at 10 o'clock at night because I don't watch television. I'm very creative. I like being, I like that I have the freedom to allow the other person to, I want to find the sweet spot of their comfort. I'm like, no, we have to meet at 8 a.m. Like, no, if it's 10 o'clock after your kids go to sleep, if it's a single mom, then that's all good. Then we'll talk in hushed tones when we do our Zoom call. You're in Arizona, I'm in Florida. There's this multiple reach all over the place. And, most people, it was weird. I was at a platinum partner party in Beverly Hills and at Panit's restaurant, and great party, great group of people. We raised well over $100,000 for human trafficking. And I was talking to someone who, in my opinion, was highly successful in their industry. And she looked at me and she's like, oh, well, we can't afford you. And I was like, okay, Why would you think that? Because if there's ever a platform where I take every single client on such an individual level, because I'm going to take all of that into consideration, just like your call last night, with the role play. Like, I felt everything that you were saying. You know, you can help this person, but they're all stuck in the money game, and letting that dominate their decisions, where in all actually she was making her decisions from a wounded, what we would call a wounded child standpoint. And you, with great love, really, you could have just said, oh, whatever, next, you know, but you really genuinely knew that this woman was better to have you in her life. And so I'll take that phrase from Jared, because that's a very powerful distinction. Are they better with or without you? Are you better with or without them? And collectively, you had the ability to get past this woman's fear and be able to truly help her. You know, I'm in the same boat quite a bit. And so anybody that thinks that I'm so, with 30 some years of experience in advertising and television, and I won an Emmy, and I'm a nationally published photographer, and I'm a internationally published writer, you know, my blogs and my writing are published all over the world. Not always under my name, but like, I have the ability to help you. Just tell me what you need, and let's collectively create a customized package, you know? So people will think, oh yeah, it's thousands of dollars to do video. No, it's not. I can get you a series of marketing videos for less than $500, you know, and there's distinctions. Well, you know, that's where meeting with me, and I find out, like, what's your priority? Where's the first area of growth that you want to hit? And that's where I can look at it and go, this is where I call it value engineering. This is where you need to spend your money. This is where, and a lot of times I'm like, I'm giving the majority of the client money to something else other than my own pocket, because it's going to serve the client's bigger purpose. Ultimately, I know when that client reaches where they're going to reach. So I'll say, this is an area where you need to spend the money. This is an area, don't worry so much, we'll get you there. So this is going to be your A list of things that you need to address now. And then, you know, 6 steps later, once everything is, the stepping stones are in place, then you can, you know, so it's not me going, oh, I'm going to ask you for $25,000 up front, and then there's this mystery land of when anything's going to get done. So don't let fear hold you back. If you don't ask, you can't get an answer. You know, don't be afraid to ask, you know, even questions that you think, no way, I can't even try to ask that. Why? Let's put it up, you know, let's lean into the elephant. And, you know, how else are you going to grow? How else are you going to get there? You know, how many times have, like, you know, Tony Robbins uses all the people, like Sylvester Stallone, whether you like him or not. The dude's resilient. The dude's got some tenacity. He was told no for the Rocky movies like a gazillion times. But he finally got that yes. Sarah Blakely, who I love, like, by all means, if you follow anybody of influence on Instagram, follow Sarah Blakely. She is the founder of Spanx, one of the first self-made billionaires, female entrepreneurs. And her sense of humor is hysterical. She's real. You know, get that insight. We all get dressed. We all have to take a shower. We all got to wash our hair. We all, you know, got to take, you know, we're all the same, yet we have so many other things to offer. So why not collect as many tools in the toolbox as you can?
Yeah. So it's you inviting people to talk with you, right?
Absolutely. You know, reach out.
And it seems so. It's basically, it's not about, you know, giving them any sort of a package or something. It's really about, so finding out, where are you? What do you need? What's your capacity? And how can I guide you through those steps so you can benefit, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about the, you know, the 5 questions. Let's get them out on the table. Let's see, you know, and if I'm not a good fit for you marketing wise, I'll tell you. But if you don't ask, how are you going to know?
Great. So how can people reach you?
They can find me on, you know, since I have a social media company, my Instagram handle is Kelly Hanna Video. So is my Twitter handle. On Facebook, just I get probably 15 to 20, sometimes more friend requests every day, and I'm past the 5,000 limit. So you can choose to follow me, or you can just follow, I made a Facebook page that, you know, a lot of my content pours into, and say hi. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
All right.
find me on LinkedIn. I'm a LinkedIn. Most people, you know, I'll get on that soapbox again. Most people don't realize how powerful LinkedIn is. I put videos up on LinkedIn. I've got, you know, like 22,000 followers. LinkedIn stops you at 30,000. But most people don't use that platform. That platform is powerful if you use it right. Most people use it as an observer. You know, they look at stuff, but they don't get involved. And so, you know, get involved. Find me on social media. Say, hey, follow me. You know, if you do friend request me, I travel so much and I meet so many people. If you don't write me a note saying, hey, I just met you at Joseph McClendon's and Sean's half day workshop, or this or that or the other thing, let me know, remind me, and then bam, you know, let's have some chats. Let's collectively join arms and make this world a better place.
Wow. Say hi to Kelly. You know, it's really easy to reach her. And I'm also going to post, you know, post her info in the notes here in the comments. So you guys, if you are a business owner, if you're a healer, if you are an artist, right? Anybody who's giving their gifts to the world, and you don't just want like a social media, you know, package or some sort of advertising video package that, you know, somebody will dump on you and just say, hey, you know, pay me $25,000. No, if you actually want somebody who is a true wizard and a true master, would take your hand, will give you this amazingly embracive, comforting environment where you will feel loved and understood and listened to, but also will give you powerful action steps, will take you step by step to what you need for your business, not just a generic business, but your own, what you need to do, right? To be out
Right.
and to be using your gifts, right? Because it's all about that, right? We just support each other. Well, reach out to Kelly, you know, because remember, like, we cannot just sit there and hope that things will turn out, that maybe I'll be able to give my gifts and I'll be able to share and I'll be able to build a business. No, you have to take action steps. It's that simple. There is a part of actually efforting and doing things.
Yes.
Right? So,
Right.
and this
Because
is
you have
what,
knowledge, you can have all the knowledge in the world, but if
yes,
you don't apply it, it goes nowhere.
right, exactly. So knowledge is not power. Knowledge in action is power. Or however you
Mm-hmm.
probably said that. I cannot remember that, but it was something.
Yeah, knowledge and applied knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have to take action steps. So Kelly,
Yeah.
I mean, tell us, is there something that you want to leave us with? Or, you know, you have incredible legacy, you have incredible vision, you're doing the work right now for the world. For
Mm-hmm.
you are doing things that are, we all need to be inspired by that. And so if you want to leave us with something that would, you know, that you want really for people to take with them as they go on with their day, what would that be?
Ah, you know, just the most important element any human can do as a first step is to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be crazy in love with the person looking back at you. That is the most important thing, and it's so difficult for so many people. That's the first step. I want everybody watching this, literally, I would suggest you go, as soon as we finish this live, go right into the bathroom or the bedroom where your mirror is and look yourself close in and go, I freaking love you. Dance, celebrate, you know?
Hey.
It sounds crazy, but like, try it on for size. Just try it.
Wow, Kelly, I mean, it has been such an honor, and I've grown so much just this hour being with you and listening, you absorbing, and I'm going to listen again and watch you again to just take all the massive notes and remember that all those pieces of gifts and treasures that you dropped in. I encourage you to
Mm-hmm.
do the same thing. I massive gratitude,
Yes.
honored to have you to give us our time, and I hope to just continue our collaboration. Just I'll see you a lot in the Unblinded. And thank
Yes.
you so so much. Have a beautiful day, and it's been such a pleasure. And thank you, everyone.
Absolutely. And thank you. Yes. Well, thank you for doing the video, because that's a big part of it. And so that's another thing that just came to me too. Doing your own videos is not that hard. I am so happy to teach somebody how to do their own videos. So
Yes,
don't be shy about that.
and may not look perfect, and I apologize, but you know what? We just have to get out there and learn as we go. So
It doesn't have to be perfect.
nothing's perfect in the world. And so you guys, I just want to express my deepest gratitude for you being here. I want to encourage you to reach out to Kelly, because she is there available to say hi to and see, you know, where you can go together in further. So again, massive gratitude for you. Please use your day beautifully today. Do something amazing for yourself. Go to the mirror and say, I love you, and I'm madly in love with you, with me, right? Don't forget that. That's your first action step after this video. And we'll see you again. Stay tuned for our amazing interviews with powerful leaders, healers, and change makers in the world. This is Monica, Empower Your Health, Empower Your Life TV, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.